Feel like I just made a video talking about big changes coming to Windows 11, new features, and now I have to make another video because there are a couple of newly rumored things coming to Windows 11 potentially very, very soon. The first one comes via a couple of tweets from these two individuals here, Xenopanther and Phantom of Earth. So we'll look at Xenopanther first. New system setting. I guess I should just say new setting. I invented the word system to put in there. Coming in a future build. That's where I got it from. I just moved it from there to there. System settings, wallpaper motion enabled. So wallpaper motion enabled is a little bit odd, a little bit vague. Let's go back. For anyone interested, seems like a new AI-powered depth effect feature for background images is being worked on. Depth effects, when available, use AI to add depth effects to background images. Parallax background. Here's how this setting will look in the background page from what is 25.309. So this is from the build 25.309. So Albacore, who is someone I've referenced here before, again, when available, use AI to add depth effects to background images. And you can see down here, depth effects, and that text that I'm not going to read for the 42nd time. Okay, so what does this potentially mean? There's a lot to think about here with something like this, much more than you might think, because we already have a parallax feature on Windows 11 that is on the lock screen. I was trying to capture a video of this earlier, but you can't really see it on film. It doesn't really look that noticeable. But basically, when you have something like a Surface Pro device or a Windows 11 device with an accelerometer, when you move it around on that lock screen, which might not be there for very long, because Windows Hello is quite quick, that background will shift around, okay? It does some interesting little movement that matches you moving the device, and it looks pretty nice. So what we may be talking about here is something very similar to that, but for your background, your wallpaper, just there all the time. Now, there's question here because it mentions AI. Is this something that's going to be using an NPU, a neural processing unit, right? Something that you have in ARM processing devices, or even in, more recent, I don't know if this is actually a thing yet, but there are at least upcoming x86 Intel processors that will now have NPUs as well, as AI-driven stuff becomes more and more important, and doing AI computations on your physical hardware, not in the cloud, becomes more and more important on your Windows hardware. Perhaps this is something that will require an NPU on the device itself. Perhaps it will only require an accelerometer, like the parallax effect that we already have. We just don't know yet what is going on with this, but it's very, very interesting to look at. Now, another feature that is apparently coming is involving the audio mixer, and this is something I think a lot of us have wanted for a really, really long time. This article is via Engadget. Microsoft is testing a redesigned audio mixer, and there's really not much more to this, but to show you this picture here, what you have is apparently the redesigned audio mixer, where you have at the bottom, yes, finally, volume per application. There's your total volume. There is Edge. You can change the volume of each individual thing open. Oh my goodness, why is this not a thing already? This is really, really good. Now, this is apparently already live in some insider previews. It's not yet popped up on any of my devices, but apparently this is coming in insider previews, which hopefully means it will be rolled out to the actual Windows 11 relatively soon. We see this a lot, right? Like tabs in Notepad, tabs in the file browser. Insider obviously gets those things first, and then eventually it does roll out. And I really, really want this to roll out. So once it does, you're going to be able to click Windows Control V and have this pop up as a shortcut, which should also be very, very nice. It's unclear to me how it's going to function in terms of, normally you can click down there bottom right and get this thing to pop up. And there it is there. Maybe there's going to be a button to expand or something like that. Otherwise, you're going to be, using that quick hotkey to accomplish this task. Now, of course, there have been some applications, some mods like the Ear Trumpet mod back in the day that have accomplished a similar task. But finally, seeing this rolled into Windows 11, I think is something that most of us are going to be quite happy to see. Guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more content just like this. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.